What's going on, everybody? Here for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just until a couple of the games get going. I got some compilations to finish, so I'm gonna probably do that for the next, you know, 30 to an hour. The real reason I wanted to come on here was to first of all, stake my claim. Lakers in 6. I did this last year. It went horribly for me. I'm doing it again. We about to get that. We about to get that Larry Beezy, baby. I believe it. I believe it in my bones. Um, but the actual real reason I'm here is I don't know if anybody has seen. Uh, I have started to do live streams on playbacktv.com with Lakers Silver Screen and Roll and SB Nation. So I just wanted to come on here, let y'all know that I will be doing the 2 home games for this series. We do them for every game, but I don't host the away games. That would be Edwin Garcia, but I will be doing the road games. So if you do want to check me out, I think the first game is game 3, which I think is on Thursday. I will be live streaming that game. Come through, comment, watch the game with us. We have VIP passes for people who don't have streams. They are limited. They're only 20, so if you get there, come there early and ask for one. You may be able to get one, watch the game simultaneously with me while I'm commenting on the game and things like that. But yeah, my first stream will be Thursday. Other than that, Lakers in 7, and afterwards celebration pasta. Lakers in 6. And we eating celebration pasta after every victory, you know what I'm saying, just to keep the tradition going. If they take an L, I don't know, maybe we eat some rice or something like that, but every W deserves some pasta, you know what I'm saying? Every W is important, so we don't want to just save it for one W. Now, maybe after game 7, we can have a little, like, different variations, you know what I'm saying? Now, instead of just one pasta, we can have about 6, 7 pastas, different sauces, you know what I'm saying? A little penne, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just get it going that way. But you know what I'm saying? We got to get equal importance for all the pastas. I mean, all the games. And then once we achieve what we're trying to achieve, then we can really go wild on the pasta. Excuse me. had some dairy earlier. Well, not dairy, but like cream based situation. So I'm saying if I'm a little refluxy, just know that was because of that. Um, but I'm back here just to start these compilations, just to have some things to do while the games are on, and then you know what I'm saying, recap the games maybe after the games and things of that nature. But I've been slacking on my compilations, so I got to get those going. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. If anybody got any questions, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going, well, not questions, but predictions, thoughts, whatever. I'll be here. Nice pass, brother. Compilation worthy. Yes, indeed. Make sure let me make sure I got these folders situated before I even start doing this all the way. I don't want to. Well, if I do that, it's not going to show the rest of my screen, is it? No, okay. Just got to make sure. Let me get my folder situated before I really start doing this. So I downloaded 4 before I started this because I didn't have a subset of passes because they weren't, NBA.com wasn't working for the in-season tournament, so I didn't have the assists from that game. So I went and got those earlier. Where we at? All right, I think we back. Are we good? All right, yeah, we good. I didn't want to spoil anything. That's what I'm talking about. Pasta. Ah, my good. Pasta inclusivity. That's right, bro. Even though I'm like, I might not be able to fully like indulge in all of that because I'm one of those gluten individuals. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm trying to situate everything. I don't know why that happened because I minimized the screen. So let me know if that's, ooh, that looks crazy. If it look crazy, let me know. Oh, what's in the rest of my screen? Okay, because in my OBS, it doesn't look like it's lined up all the way properly. But what's in the rest of my screen? Nothing major. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to leak anything. I don't have anything leak worthy because this is a relatively new computer. Not new in like how new it is, but I didn't use it before I really got it. So I'm not trying to like leak anything. But I don't have anything to really leak, so it's all good. I make gluten-free pasta as possible. I used to have these tabs. Like I used to have tabs to to what you call it. I guess they like curb the gluten effects, like kind of like lactate pills. I guess I used them a couple times. I don't know if they really worked. You know what I'm saying? Because I was still going ham and it was still messing me up. But I also have like problems with red sauce and stuff like that. So maybe it was a confluence of factors. But that didn't really seem to work that well. I don't think I've ever had gluten free pasta. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. It's been so long since I've had pasta. You know what I'm saying? So if the Lakers do win in seven, that might be something we can do. You know what I'm saying? Get some pasta going for me personally. You know what I'm saying? Because I do support the pastas, but I can't really indulge in them like that anymore. But we'll see. Oh, what's up, Derek? I don't know if you saw me earlier. I did mention that I will be streaming on Silver Screen and Roll playback playback.tv Silver Screen and Roll. If you see the page right here, you can get the site. Go there, join as a member, and you can watch some live streams of the playoff games coming up. Like I said, if you don't have your own like personal link to the game, we offer VIP passes for the first 20 people that not the first 20 people, but 20 people that you know what I'm saying we decide to give them to. Some people come in there and just troll for VIP links and things like that, so we don't give them out to everybody. But uh if you're a trusted chatter, if I know who you are and stuff like that, you need a link, you want to watch the game with me simultaneously, or if you want to sync your game up to my commentary or whatever, you can do either one of those things. It does work with League Pass. If you have your own League Pass, you can sign up. I mean, you can sync your League Pass to the broadcast and things like that. But I will be doing that for the Laker home game, so you'll see me on starting Game 3. We haven't really had any home games, so I haven't really been on there. I did one stream before, but we haven't really had. Oh, that looks like it's out of balance. I can't tell, bro. I gotta look on YouTube. To me, this looked like the screen looked crazy, but y'all haven't said anything, so it's all right. But I heard those pills aren't that effective yet, but this was maybe 10 years ago. So like there's been a lot of advancements in modern medicine in the last 10 years. So maybe I just got a rudimentary like version of it, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they got their extra strength business now. But I got like a juice that I drink anyway, so I think that would probably help in those certain situations. That pass is not going to compilation. But yeah, playback.tv. I will be there. We're gonna get some more of these assists compilized. I got to do some other players as well. I haven't really decided on who I'm gonna do. I gotta go through the Tyrese footage and see how much of that is driving kick merchantry opposed to real diamond and stuff like that. So I got to do a little bit of scouting before I really commit to the Dimesman of the Year awards this year. Ooh, nice pass, brother. I didn't even see him throw it. I didn't release the first half of this for some reason. The Jokic one did terrible. I didn't share it anywhere, but like I don't know how many views that thing has, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't here for the views. I'm here for just preserving real hoop. Nice entry. Rui. The key to the Denver series, Rui Hachimura, who actually knows what to do this year. He was on the floor last year, and people was having to tell him when to dive and all this other stuff. We getting a locked in, confident Rui that knows what's going on, and hopefully he can be the X factor. Actually, make Aaron Gordon have to play some defense out there, even though he probably will be guarding LeBron for a lot of it. But Rui on the baseline, got to you know what I'm saying, getting in transition, getting in those lanes, getting some dunks, getting some layups. That three ball from the corner, Splash City. You know what I'm saying. We need all of that from that gentleman. And on the other end, you know what I'm saying, fighting on the boards, playing at least some semblance of connective decent defense, some a little bit of weak side rim protection and stuff like that. We need Rui really badly in this series, even though this man right here is probably the actual X factor, but we'll get to that at another time. Nice outlet. I had to go on the compilation just because it was a nice little pass. Let's see. Maybe I should share this on Twitter. See what we got. Nice pace. Oh yeah, even though it wasn't like the greatest pass of all time, it was real. It was real PG play. Oh, don't tell me this is about to start acting like this. Okay. This mouse, I don't know. This was a refurbished situation, so like sometimes the mouse gets a little sticky. Well, not the mouse, I don't even know what you call it. I guess it's about the touchpad, but it's not like sticky, like weird sticky. The key gets sticky a little bit. Let's see what we got. Nah. Nice read, but nah. A little drag screen action. Nah. Thought we was about to get a lob. I haven't been as good at remembering plays this year, but I think I've been watching more basketball just generally overall. So like, oh, this is when you're gonna get the steal and you're gonna, is it a bounce pass or lob? I can't remember. Bounce pass. Put that in the compilation. Hey. No matter where I go, baby. Okay, yeah, you can. Yeah, it's a little too low, but it's all good. I landed on my feet again. Just a little bit. The game ain't going first game. People might rock into that. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I'm gonna at least catch the second half of it for sure. But I'm really interested in that Wolves Sun series. I think the Wolves. I don't know if their schedule look has led them to this point where they have probably the worst pick and roll matchup that they probably can face in the playoffs. Maybe they have three guys, 3.5 guys that can run it competently. They have good shooting. They have KD, whose length and such won't be as deterred by the likes of a Jaden McDaniels and a Nikhil Alexander Walker. Like, I'm not gonna say Rudy and Nurkic play to a standstill or anything like that, but they have a big body that can kind of contend with Cat and Gobert. Cat is gonna probably be the key to the series, particularly on the defensive end, because the um the Suns shouldn't have anybody that could guard him, but as we've seen from Cat in years prior, he tends to let shorter, more stockier guys get up into his into his airspace and kind of short circuits by offensive fouling, turning the ball over, forcing shots that he doesn't need to take. So they made Royce O'Neal's probably going to be deployed on him a bunch. They might Eric Gordon a thick boy, so he might can guard him for a couple possessions, things like that. So they're gonna have things to throw at them. Okogie might get some minutes. I doubt it. Did he get hurt? I don't remember. He hasn't played in a long time. But they have some guys that can bother him. KD can probably bother him as well. So they're gonna have a lot to figure out on the offensive end and the defensive end. So they got that 3 seed, but they might be going home in the first round. I have to watch at least one game of the series to say for sure because I haven't really watched all of their matchups. I watched the last one. It's a whole lot of fouling going on. What is this? It's a lot of horns exit going on right here. I think this will be a key set in the Denver series. Lakers running horns, particularly the horns with LeBron James and D'Angelo Russell. They can play this part of the horn set interchangeably. D'Angelo Russell is a great screener. They both can be the trigger man, and AD can screen for either one of them. Slip some screens, do a few things in the horn sets. You know what I'm saying? There are many variations, so we're not gonna get into all of them. But I do think that that will be a key set in order to make at least uh Jokic have to guard a little bit because you have to engage him in some ways instead of five out having him out on the perimeter. He can kind of just sit back in the paint a little bit, but in horns alignments and things like that, I think he'll be a little more have to be a little more engaged below the free throw line just because Anthony Davis is going to be there and they're going to be screen set for him and he's going to get avenues to do certain things. So and we got to see that jumper going in for AD as well. Uh, for this series, it's not a lot of good passes on here so far, bro. What's going on? No matter where I go. But we just here to compilate. If I was actually looking at the film, we could talk about it. But that's for a later date once the series gets started. Because I don't think the games this season that we played have been particularly informative because there were only three of them, and one of them was the first game of the season where nobody knew what they were doing for the Lakers. Really, um, the second one, D'Lo didn't play, KCP didn't play. No, or did KCP not play the third one? I can't remember. KCP, I think Justin Holiday played the second one. He was starting when they had the Mambas on. So the only game that's kind of indicative of what we might see is the third game that they played, and so we could look at that, but I think that we need to get some actual film of the series to see how this is actually going to go. Let's see. I have like 17 alerts. So, uh, I don't think last year's series is particularly indicative of anything either in terms of because it was a relatively new team. We didn't really know what was going on, and so we didn't have. I think the data points that we have look a little bit different if we were to apply them to this year. So I don't know. Like we didn't have any wing depth. We still don't really have any because Cam's hurt and he's not particularly reliable. Torian Prince is going to be important in this series as well, just to give the Nuggets somebody that they have to guard beyond the 3 point line because for all like all intents and purposes, the Lakers did not have wings last series. So just from a size standpoint, he offers some size, he offers some shooting. Uh, say what you will about his drive and kick ability, he can attack a closeout and make a shot. He's a professional basketball player. We've seen since he's come off the bench, he's played decent basketball, and he's played the Warrior. He played the Nuggets last year, so he kind of knows what to expect in that environment. And his team actually won a game. So, but let me see what this says. If the Lakers get past the Nuggets, do you think they're going to the finals? Yes. um, I think the mental boost that will give them will probably carry them out. Like barring any setbacks and injury with AD and LeBron because they are extremely old. Barring anything like that, I do think they'll make it to the finals. I think the team that would present the most problems for them if they were to advance um in the next rounds. I'm not too high on the Wolves or the Thunder being that much of a problem. I think the Mavericks would probably give them the most problems. The Suns will provide their own unique challenges. In that series, it would depend on if AD just decides that he's better than Nurkic like he did at the beginning of the season. I don't know what happened over the course of the season. Nurkic is the kind of archetype that gives AD problems, but the first couple of games of the season, he wasn't really giving AD problems in the way that he was in the last couple of games where he was getting every rebound imaginable and things like that. So I think that that matchup, if they win that matchup, I think they'll have enough to match Bill, Booker, and KD because for all of their offensive prowess, they don't particularly guard well. So I think that it would be a shootout, but I think that the Lakers could come out just through the sheer power of like Bron and AD and things like that. And then for the Mavericks, I think that they pose the most threat just having two like similar guys that can kind of give us problems in similar ways on defense throughout the course of the game and at the end of games, particularly in the clutch. Lively has killed us whenever he suited up this year. I don't know what his status is or anything like that. I haven't really like paid attention to them in certain ways. We haven't seen I don't think we've seen them with the new configuration of PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. Gafford is another guy who could give us problems on the boards um, and generate offense for them in that way. But Luca, that we haven't really like seen against them, I can't remember. Like I can't remember if we played them since then. I don't think we have, but maybe we have. But I think that they present the biggest challenge. But I also think that the Lakers will just find a way to pull it out. Like I can't really get into the schematics of what they'll do because, like I said, we haven't really seen these two go up against each other in their current states. But I think that would be the most difficult matchup that they had. These I don't remember looking at the last pass. Let me see what this was. You know something special. Okay, nothing. But we got another transition, and I think one of these is gonna be horns. That was horns. I think another one is actually gonna be horns. Maybe not. Oh, okay. That's the Rui. No. What we got? The Wizards. Not a lot of dimes in this second block pass me. Mm, nah, LeBron had to do too much work on that one, and it was kind of he didn't really hit him in stride to where he just went and dunked it. He kind of did, but like nah, the aesthetics of that one wasn't about to be in the compilation. Nah, driving kick, no. Now will the Lakers win the finals if they do get there? That's another question. I also think they could handle the Celtics as well, but that's another question for another day. Can't say no because you know what I'm saying. It's Lakers versus Celtics, so we picking Lakers in 4 if that were to be the situation we had. I think that the Celtics pose problems for them in the paint a little bit, just because they have a lot of big bodies. Horford, Tillman. I don't. Porzingis also from a rim deterrent standpoint, but offensively, I don't think AD would have a problem with him on that end of the floor. Um, but I do think that they would be the best equipped to slow down several aspects of the Lakers game out of like any of the teams that are remaining in the playoffs. Did I download this? You get lost in talking, you forget what's going on. Let's see, 107. I think I did. Let me just make sure though. Whoa! Yeah. Let's see, because that's not what I clicked on, bro. Some bad breaking. I mean, okay, no, I didn't download it. Let me download that. Get up. I must have hit the download drop menu. We got the preview right here. You know what I'm saying? We need a good dose of this from Mr. Hachimura. Get up off me, boy. Cash money. I do wonder what their rotation is going to look like. The Nuggets, I mean, because they tend to shorten it. Give me that. I'll take that compilation. I'll take that assist for the compilation. They tend to shorten their rotation, so a couple of guys we saw during the regular season, like Rudy Gobert here, Rudy Gobert Jr., we're probably not going to see a lot of him in that series. Maybe we will. Who knows? But like I said, I don't think these games are going to be particular. The previous games are going to be too informative, other than like seeing what kind of defensive schemes Denver would like to deploy and things like that. I don't think from a rotation standpoint, or a super execution standpoint, I don't think we can glean too much from the 3 games that we played against them this season. Oh yeah, he back in the Diamond bag in this last stretch of games right here. Would hurt. I forgot we had a huge lead in this game. Ooh, LeBron James, brother. Should I just put that in the compilation because he put that man in the rim a little bit? Nah, he got plenty of dunks already. It's something that's got its own video, so we'll just leave it how it is. Let's see. Good pass, but not compilation worthy. Ooh, just kick the mic stand. It didn't lead to a dunk or a layup. Just a mid-range jumper that was kind of contested. So nah. Let's see. Oh yeah, of course. The old have them come this way, and it means back cut situation. See if he actually did it or they just did it with their eyes. That was just eyes right there. Maybe he said something out loud. Who knows? Dry screen. Little Espanola pick and roller situation. I need I know that we're becoming more aware of like Spain pick and roll and things like that, but I'm seeing a lot of people on the on the interwebs, particularly when D'Lo is the screener, they see a screen in the paint from a guard that's screening the bigs man. They calling it Spain action. It's not always Spain action when that happens. This was a little pick and roll that got slipped a little bit, so it's more meets the definition of Spain here. So, but any screen you see in the paint that's a back screen from a guard is not classified. Ooh, I remember this pass. Not classified as Spain action, really. There's a great resource on the interwebs I'll put it in. I'll put it on here just so y'all can see it if you haven't found out about it. It's called the Basketball Action Dictionary. And so if you ever want to, you see people talking about on Twitter, because once you realize what people are talking about, like the kind of play names and stuff like that, is the rest of it is counterintuitive if you've watched basketball for a long time. But let's see, is this the actual thing? But they have like a glossary of a wide variety of terms of what things mean, and you click on hyperlinks, and it gives you diagrams and all these other stuff. Even if it's just something simple as a 45 cut, which we see a lot on the Lakers. D'Lo's usually the guy who's making these cuts sometimes. Um, but you know what I'm saying. If you ever want to just up your hoop terminology knowledge and some schematic things and things like that, if you want to know what the low man is and what his responsibility is and when he's deployed and things like that, you can find out stuff like that. If you want to know what the hell a 77 set is, which is just a double drag screen, I saw it, so that's why I said that. They have diagrams for all that stuff. Veer screens, all this other stuff that you might see in a play, something called like Twirl Oklahoma or something. You're like, what the hell is Twirl Oklahoma? You can probably find most of what you're looking for on that site, and you know, it's just a good resource to have if you're particularly inclined to you know, what I'm saying, want to learn more about the X's and O's of basketball, particularly from a terminology standpoint. Where was I at? Did I see? Oh, this is this pass. Okay. Let me make sure I downloaded it. I'm saying the mild OCD I developed as a child. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure that I download it. I used to have winding down OCD in the counting aspect, and it stemmed from a fear of like misplacing or losing something. So like between every class in school, I would count all my books in my book bag, and I would do it like 3-4 times, and I would just do it until I felt satisfied that I had everything in my book bag. And so I've gotten rid of it in the years since. I haven't really had a problem with that since like high school, but it was a thing for a while. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell you where it developed from, but somebody that I used to live with used to lose stuff all the time, and I used to have to look for it all the time. It wasn't anything I lost, but like, hey, could you help me find this? I'm like, all right, bro, like I help you find it. But doing that every day, I think I just developed something where it's like, make sure I'm not leaving the house without what I need or going anywhere without what I need. Good pass. Something special, you know that it's Ooh, my hip and my knee, man. Compilation worthy, absolutely. I'm probably going to see a couple of these during the series. They might get turned over, you know what I'm saying? Because Jokic and those guys are hyper aware of guys who pass similarly. So, you know what I'm saying? If you see a turnover or two like that, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be too mad about it. You just know that it's probably going to happen. Minnesota. Nice pass. It's similar to the pass I just downloaded from the in season tournament. That kind of sealed the game for real when he made the similar pass to AD, but he was kind of on the other side. He was kind of sealing off here, I believe, but it was the same pass, same result, really. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Couldn't remember how, because I remember Jackson fell, but I couldn't remember if the lob was part of the reason why he fell, because it was a little wayward, or he just fell through from the momentum of the dunk. It was the latter, so we putting it in the compilation. You know what? Yeah, it didn't look great, but we'll take it. I have no idea what kind of arm angle was used to actually get that ball there. Need a little closer investigation. Eh, not too crazy. Thought his arm was a little more disrupted than it was. Maybe he was flopping a little bit. Absolutely. Going in the compilation. Let's see if the no look actually had some effect on how that pass got there. Oh yeah, Jaden. Jaden fell for it a little bit. I don't know what coverage were they running. What was this? Oh yeah, they got all twisted up. Let's see. See that right there? That was 77 right there. Wait, no, it wasn't. Was it? Kinda. Yeah. What? Would this be a Ram 77? You don't know what a Ram screen is? Is when somebody sets a screen for somebody that's about to screen. It's screen for the screener action. Then double screen 77. So it's probably called something of that nature. But that's not going in the compilation though. Neither is that. Got a nasty run going so far. Let's get another one in the compilation, brother. Eh, he kind of led him to where Reeves probably should have been given D'Lo's position, but a little high, a little off target, kind of. Mm, that one can stay where it's at. Back cut, yes sir. Well, let's see. This game is a blur, bro. It was getting waxed for a minute. I don't remember most of this game. I do remember this was the game that Keon Ellis became prime Kerry Kittles for some reason, and he just became a real shooter after this game. I remember specifically on the broadcast, they were like, "Yeah, Keon Ellis averaging 3 points per game." I'm like, "Hold on, brother. What you mean 3 points per game?" But of course, he hadn't been getting a lot of burn before then. Should I? I think it's worthy. Yeah, I think that's going in the compilation. But shout out to Keon Ellis. He played some good hoop down the stretch. I don't know what they're going to do with Monk and his contract situation, but at least they found somebody that has given them good minutes. The end of the season, hooping is always weird, but he's a defender, so I don't think it's going to really apply to him. Maybe it applies to his shooting, but like guys cook later in the season, and sometimes it does not translate. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for his shooting. But I think he's going to be a good defender for a decent amount of time in this league. Should I? Should I? Like I kind of like the backspin he put on there, but nah, that doesn't need to go in the compilation. Pump fake. One of two fraudulent warrior wins. Nice pass. Two fraudulent warrior wins that just so happen to happen at the end of the season. But we're in the playoffs. They ain't. So you know what I'm saying. It worked out for us in the end, I guess. This was what was this? Only two dribbles. This is stretching the limits of an assist. One, two, three. No, it was three. Mm. I'd have gave it to him for the home cooking, but you know what I'm saying. Some gyms might not get that as an assist. Nice tap out Jackson, but not worthy of the compilation. Also not worthy. Throw a million pocket passes. Spencer. I have no idea what they're going to do with that gentleman this series. His offense has still been tremendously bad. Maybe they could use him to give Murray some different looks. He can attack Murray on offense with the drive situation. We'll have to see how they deploy him, but I think it's going to be more of a Gabe heavy situation. I am very afraid of four guard lineups when Jokic is also on the floor. When I say four guard lineups, I mean three guards and Torian Prince because I consider him a tweener guard wing than a forward at this a four at this point on this particular roster construction. So we'll just have to see. But there could be a role for Spencer in this series. Let's see, Bob, yeah, I remember that play. But this kind of stuff right here didn't exist for D'Lo last year. They had sets like this, but they weren't consistent in the purposefulness of the movement. It seemed like it was more freestyle. They had like rip dribble handoffs and stuff like that, but I think they've activated him a little more in a way that can kind of counteract the way that Denver was guarding him last year, which is they weren't really doing anything too special. They were just kind of denying him the ball and stuff like that. We will have to see if D'Lo will be able to get free from some of the threes that he does get. Pocket pass, we'll take that because of the dunk was spectacular. But one of the things that D'Lo kind of self generates a lot of his off ball movement threes in terms of being a screener and things like that. So he'll set back screens and uh, guys will go with the roller and not the roller, but guys who are cutting off of the screens and stuff like that, and he'll kind of just pop up to the top of the key, open, particularly like in a Spain action or just he's doing some split action and stuff like that. He can find angles to where he's open when the defenders aren't as attentive on some of the touch screens he sets and things like that. But one of the things I've noticed that the better teams have done in some of his worst games, not his worst games, but like games that he wasn't shooting as well or able to get up as many attempts, is that they won't leave him off the screen. So they'll switch some of the screens that he sets and they'll kind of just stay with him and not let him relocate after he sets a screen. So they'll just stick with him off of the screen. And we don't really run dedicated things like we've had in it was either the last Pelicans game or the first Pelican game. They kind of ran this set where they kind of set up like an exit screen for him, but they didn't really use it for him as a shooter. So when he would go out to the corner, he wouldn't get the ball immediately in the corner. He would kind of go to the corner and he would push the guy that was kind of setting the screen to the wing, and he would come around like in a later variation of the action. But they don't run a lot of like design baseline to baseline like stuff for him to get threes. So if teams are guarding him as the screener and they're not really leaving him after he sets screens and things like that, he might have a little more trouble getting open in the way that he gets open for the threes that he's taking. I didn't look at the last couple passes like from a compilation aspect. Okay. I don't think they were anything to write home about, so I think if they were I would have yeah, they weren't. But that's just something to pay attention to. Teams have kind of figured out ways to stop that from happening. I still think he's going to be able to get quality shots and stuff like that, but you're probably not going to see some of the wide open shots that he's gotten that he's been kind of eating off of the last couple of months or so. Let's see. D'Lo has made the hunt. D'Lo needs to hunt those transition threes. Yeah. Early offense. They also have to look for him, like on the wing. Nice pass. They also have to like just be attentive of him, like in transition as well. Like he's gonna hunt him on his own, particularly in like when he's in like a 3-on-4 situation. They have 4 back and we have 2 running up the wing. He's running up the middle. We have a trailer, stuff like that. He typically hunts those in like those situations, and like time and score is a thing. Whether or not he hit a 3 or anything like that is a thing. But I do think that is a shot that would be available for him, and particularly his gravity helps in those situations in transition where teams do kind of come up on him early, and then maybe AD as a trailer could come back. I mean, not come back, but be the beneficiary of a guy helping up a little too early, creating a dive lane for AD to get all the way to the rim and get a pass from D'Lo and stuff like that. We've seen that happen a lot. So him hunting it from just a spacing aspect in general, not only just him getting his own points off, but just him giving them something to think about every time he's in transition will be beneficial for the team. So I expect him to do that. And I hope that they're telling him to like do that. Just always be a threat on the floor wherever you are. And good things will happen for the Lakers if they are to embrace that kind of mindset. If we see him in the corner, they have been deploying him in the corner more and more as the season has gone along. And I think he's gotten better at finding his points, particularly in the second quarter where he's actually able to run a unit a little bit more. But as long as they don't do what they did last year, because although he did not play well, a lot of that was them just kind of neutering him as well. And he was in the corner for stretches on end. I had a video on here where it was like, where I showed like the reason his plus minus was so bad was partially because he wasn't involved in any of the thing that was going on like on the court. And if he's not involved in your offense in any way, like he shouldn't be on the court because he's not a good enough defender on the other end to justify him just being in the corner on offense. So, you know, so the key is just make him a threat, whether it be in transition or just off ball shooting, things like that. I think that you're going to get a lot out of him as an off ball player. That's an entry pass that we will put in the compilation, and that will be a dynamic that they didn't really see, that Denver didn't really see last year. And once when he was on ball, they if they did pick and rolls, they stunned it a lot in the mid range. He couldn't really get his shots that way. When he did make shots, they called timeouts extremely quickly to stop any kind of momentum that he might get because they know that he's a guy that can get going and change the tenor of a game really quickly. So nice pass. So just making sure that we don't neuter him in pursuit of D'Lo, not D'Lo, in pursuit of Bron and AD isos and post ups and mismatch hunting, and then Austin on ball pick and roll stuff. Even though he's a great scorer and stuff like that, the overall offense doesn't benefit as much when he's the primary ball handler sometimes. So you just kind of have to make sure that everybody's activated because when D'Lo's on ball or off ball, if he's engaged, then everybody else is kind of also um, engaged because he still looks for people and stuff like that. He can make every read on the floor and all of those other things. So yeah. Let me get some more water. Did I download that pass? When it's hard to because some of the stuff is automatic. It's hard to know what you did as you're talking. I think I did though. Let's see. I'm gonna check on this Magic
Season they were dead last basically.
Magic Cavs score. I think this was the pass here. Okay.
Underneath
We are
Rui.
good. I know Google's not. Magic schedule. Who cares? And it showed me. Oh, Cavs with the lead. Let's see. Hopefully, my dog Darius Garland. He's kind of small, so he hasn't really had great outings. So he got 3 assists, 2 points. You know what I'm saying? Responsible for at least 8 of the points. But if some of those assists were threes, then you know what I'm saying he responsible for almost half their points at least. So hopefully he has a good series. The Magic probably give him a good amount of problems because they have a lot of they have a lot of guard defenders that can actually uh, bother him. So Suggs, Anthony Black's a good defender. I don't know how much burn Fultz is going to get. And Jonathan Isaac in pick and roll situations, stuff like that could wreak some havoc. So we'll have to see. But I actually think the Magic are going to win that series if they can just shoot sensibly. But it remains to be seen. Nice pass. Oh, you made I'm like, why is this on here? Should I put it in the compilation? I think I should just for the novelty of the bucket, if anything, because he kind of had to lead him where he led him. I think it still was a little bit off target, just a little bit, but it goes in the compilation nonetheless. Maybe the push made it look a little worse than it was because the ball was right. So, it's going in the compilation. Nothing there. Back screen. Oh yeah, okay. Compilation. Simple pass. See if this is the exact way that they were cooking New Orleans. Lowry came way up. So yeah, that's what was happening in the Pelican series, not series, but games. Zion was guarding the corner shooter, and he was creeping up. And Rui was like, "All right, brother, I'm gonna take this baseline cut." Let's see, that boy be spinning it. Compilation, but stuff like this, like right here, we see that as a campaign he blitzed LeBron. So other teams, like when D'Lo would set a screen like this, they'll just Cam wouldn't leave here. They would try to see not Cam would leave here, but Cam would switch, and Tobias would stay attached to D'Lo to kind of stop him from getting the ball where he could have pulled this 3 right here if he really wanted to, and that's how teams have been kind of stopping some of his off ball shooting, in screening situations, but they didn't do it there. It's regular season, you know what I'm saying? People ain't too locked in. But this is the gravity I was talking about earlier. Two people paying attention to D'Lo, even though I don't know why Lowry wasn't really, you know what I'm saying. But Tobias just completely left AD. We had a trailer right here, so you could make the argument that Bamba probably could have kind of did something with that shot, but he completely left because of D'Lo's gravity. Easy, easy pass and dunk right there. I like what they was cooking up right here, though. They didn't really set the screens, but you know what I'm saying. You could see little screen to screener, and then he was probably gonna get a screen himself, but it didn't really materialize like that. D'Lo kind of dragged it out a little bit. Just gave it to Torian, who had a driving lane. I don't think this is worth anything, but I like that they ran this. They typically get into these kind of things more when LeBron's not playing. That's not to say anything about LeBron or anything like that, but like they tend to run their offense a little more creatively when he's not out there because they have to. So, but I do like the set here. Well, what they were attempting to do. I don't think that goes in the compilation though. Let's see. Let me see. I gotta put this up on a bigger screen so I can see the comment. I do think that D'Lo is a much better active all ball player than last season. So if they take the ball out of his hands, I still feel he can be effective in my opinion. Yeah. The problem last year wasn't that he like didn't have the ability to do these things. It's just like they weren't used to like looking for him in those situations. So they weren't really giving him the ball when he was open. Like in semi transition, you would see him hands up on the wing. LeBron's not even looking at that side of the floor. I think LeBron trusts him way more this season just because he's seen like he had the greatest shooting season in Lakers history. A lot of it was just guys weren't looking for him as much as they should have in certain situations, and he wasn't really making himself active. Like they didn't have a lot of him going into the paint, setting screens, popping out. Like he wasn't doing a lot of that stuff, and that a lot of that stuff just comes with familiarity. Like I don't know how much of that is like in the offense or if it's just D'Lo freelancing because like I've made this point forever. That's why I've made the videos that I've made about him being able to play off ball because I knew that he was a great screener. Like he has great feel for when to cut and when to move in space. Like I knew that he could do all this stuff a long time ago, but he never really got to showcase it. And so this year, that's why I thought they were going to be really good last year, is because I thought LeBron and him were going to be able to kind of find the rhythm that they had this year in the two-man game where like LeBron's looking for him as a shooter. He's able to relocate and find gaps in the defense and stuff like that. He only needs a little bit of time to get stuff off. So I think that's why we've seen not necessarily the evolution because I think his season last season was just as good as this one, even though people want to say this is the best he's ever played, whatever, whatever. But the way to counteract his deficiencies on offense as a primary ball handler is to activate him off ball. And I've always thought that that was the way that you activate him. But whether it be personnel on the teams that he's been on or whatever the case may be, it hasn't really materialized until this year. We saw some of it in the Warriors year, and we saw a little bit of it like when he was on the Lakers in his second year. Like they ran like elevator type plays for him and loop and floppy and stuff like that. They ran sets like that for him, but he hadn't seen that for a very long time. But guys like LeBron, he's playing with Austin, who actually looks for him, even though he's not the best at delivering the ball most of the time. Even to a lesser extent now with Spencer, like they have the personnel that kind of activate him off ball a little bit better than they did last year, and they have a little more familiarity with his skill set than they actually actively seek to get him in certain situations where he can actually make use of his off ball movement, whether that be as a shooter or as a cutter for those layups that he gets off back screens and stuff like that. So if the other team has a physical advantage on him in the ball handling space, then just activate him off ball. Like he'll find a way to make it work on offense for sure. Let me get the thing back out. Also, do you have a Suns Wolves prediction? Uh oh, I didn't see the other thing from Derek. I'll answer that in a second. But do I have a Suns Wolves prediction? I think the Suns are going to win that series. um Now I might be wrong about that, but I think that I don't think the Wolves are as good as their record indicates. I just personally don't think so. I think they've had one of the luckiest schedule luck seasons I've ever seen. Uh, in terms of the type of competition that they've had to play over the course of the season. I stopped tracking it a long time ago, but I had gotten up to like 16 so games where they played a team that was missing their best player. Like that's a lot of games. Like they've won, like they've had some tough wins and things like that, but I think that they're not, I don't think they're a 3 seed. They have the 3 seed record, but I think that a lot of things have gone their way um to get them to where they are. And maybe they'll prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I've watched a lot of them. I don't trust them to execute on offense down the stretch. Now the Suns have been the worst fourth quarter team in the entire league this year, but they've kind of ironed some of that out as the season has gone along. Even though their last 10 games, they kind of had a Wolvesian schedule as well, where they played a lot of teams that were resting or guys who didn't have teams that didn't have their best player and stuff like that. But I just think that their ability to play in the pick and roll against the Wolves, who are probably going to run two big lineups for a good majority of the series with either Nas or Cat next to Rudy or Cat and Nas next to each other. I think that the Wolves perimeter length doesn't bother them as much as it would another team due to the size of the players that they do have. Bill's not a small guy. KD is KD. Like Booker activates himself off ball in ways that he could mitigate any kind of pressures that will come on the ball in pick and roll situations, stuff like that. Um, and then on offense, I think that the Wolves still have a great amount of trouble generating quality looks from three. Even though Mike Conley like led the league in like step back three percentage or something like that, a lot of that was just like him sidestepping open threes already. So I think that kind of fudged the numbers a little bit. But from what I've seen, like in my time watching them, if Nas Reed is not shooting well from three, they're struggling to like create offense in that way. So if Nas has a big series, maybe that changes the calculus a little bit. But I don't trust them enough offensively to execute when they need um, to make it happen. And I don't trust them defensively guarding pick and roll against a team that can interchangeably run pick and roll with three or four guys. So my prediction is that the Suns win this series. They can't guard anybody on the other end either, so maybe the offensive things that I'm worried about might not be a problem. But I think that the Suns are going to win this series. But to Derek's question that I didn't see earlier, if D'Lo has one bad game, do you trust D Ham and not stick him in the corner? Um, I don't trust him. I think Ham's trust with D'Lo extends to the defensive end more than the offensive end. So if he's scuffling and somebody else is playing well, then maybe like if he's scuffling and Gabe has a good game, and probably get Darvin will be like, oh, D'Lo's not giving us much on offense, and then we'll just ride with Gabe. I picture that happening maybe in one game this series at least for sure. But I think that he's earned a lot of equity. Just even though we saw it in the last Lakers Nuggets game where D'Lo didn't finish the game for whatever reason, even though the team is much better in the clutch when he's on the floor. Uh, can't remember what the defensive numbers are right now, but I don't think they're worse on defense with him on the floor, like in clutch situations, even though like all of that is matchup dependent and all of these things. But I think that that he's earned a little more leeway. But I think Darvin gets in his own head a little bit about offense and defensive substitutions and what he can live with and what he can't live with. And I think that if D'Lo's struggling on the offensive end, and one of the other guys, Gabe or Spencer, is actually playing decent offense, not anything to set the world on fire, but they also can give you a little more on defense, then you'll probably have those kind of situations where like a unit will finish a game, stuff like that. But I don't know if they're going to change the game plan necessarily as much, because if they change the game plan to one when D'Lo's in the corner, they're not going to win this series. They're just not. So I don't think they can do that, but Ham might still do it anyway. But I also just think that D'Lo's going to play better. Because before last season, like D'Lo didn't have problems with the Nuggets. Like I think that's part of the reason he took such umbrage with like the whole Bruce Brown situation of it all. Like he never had problems with Bruce Brown like in a vacuum. Like as a player, he never really had problems with the Nuggets. I think people overblew that to where they were trying to victimize D'Lo like the Nuggets were. I think that the Nuggets knew that he was the guy that was going to get the Lakers to where they needed to go if they were going to be a threat in that series, and they kind of Jedi mind tricked him to like not trust D'Lo in certain situations. Every time he got hot, they called a timeout. They guarded his pick and rolls with a lot of interference in the paint and stuff like that, and the Lakers kind of just obliged them in in that endeavor to get him out of the series. But like, if he wasn't a factor, they wouldn't have talked about him as much as they did. I don't know why people took it any other way than that. We've seen several coaches over, well, not we, but I've seen several coaches just over the years, like flat out tell you, like, our goal right here is to stop this guy from getting the ball, like, and wreaking havoc. Ty Lue said it in one of the playoff games when they played the Clippers when he was against the Wolves. You see it every time the team deploys their best perimeter defender on him that guards like Herb Jones guarding him, stuff like that. Like, you see it in the way that teams guard them. Like, they're always worried about him. So you have to make sure that he's still an active part of whatever it is you're doing. I think I'm going to put this in the compilation just because passing people in the driving lanes like this, Malik should know better. Malik should have known better than to guard this like this, because Malik was averaging 20 points a game next to D'Lo, largely on passes like this and other ways to find him off ball. But this would be a three from Malik because he would fade out to a little further over here and he would shoot that thing. But he should have known better to guard like this. But PLDR, you have to activate D'Lo to make the other teams uncomfortable, because that's one more thing that they have to worry about outside of the whole Bron and AD of it all. Woo. My legs is doing bad, man. My mattress is getting a little worn. I probably need to re-up again. And whenever my back is like really messed up, my legs get a whole bunch of knots in them and stuff like that. Should we I'm gonna look at this one more time, because I definitely was not looking. I was looking, but I wasn't. But I don't think this was anything. Yeah, this was just Spencer pulling up. And this is the pass to Austin. That doesn't really, big shot by Austin, but that's not going in the compilation. Jab steppery, snatch backery, bounce passery, compilation worthy for sure. See, hope I haven't. I don't think I have. Usually, one or two times when I'm doing one of these streams, I don't think I've had this problem with any of the Lakers footage, which may be, Lakers exceptionalism showing its head. I don't know, but I've had several streams just stop like in the middle of the streams. But I don't think that's happened this time. But while we have a couple more people in here, but like I was saying earlier, I will be live streaming the home games for the Lakers on Silver Screen and Roll Playback.tv. We do every game on Silver Screen and Roll Playback TV, but I'm responsible for the home games, and Edwin Garcia, my partner, co-host, whatever you want to call him, is the host for the away game. So he'll be doing the game tonight at 8:30. Like I said, if you want to come through, either sync your broadcast to the game. They have League Pass accessibility, so you can sync your League Pass feed to the live stream of the game. If you don't have a link to the game yourself, we have 20 VIP passes that we do pass out during the course of a game, and that allows you to see the game as we're watching it in real time. If you don't have one of those passes, you'll see like a scoreboard. You can still see us on the camera talking about the game, but it's a little bit of a better experience with the VIP passes. So like I said, I'll be doing games 3 and 4 at the very least. If they win, 2 games in the series, I'll also be doing game 6. And it'll go like that for the rest of the postseason. And then in the off season, we'll probably have streams about, draft preparation, summer league. We're going to be doing all of that stuff. So if you can, join Silver Screen and Roll, playback.tv, and we can have some fun watching some shooty hoops. VIP me, my guy. It's gonna be My dog Justin is gonna be during the game, so I can't VIP you right now. Like we take him back after every game because we don't want to exclude everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, some people do come in uh like they just troll different playback links like of games and just ask for VIP passes, but they're not like an active part of the community and stuff like that. And we don't want to give VIP passes to those type of people who are just coming in just so they can watch the game as opposed to like interacting and being there for the experience that we're providing. But that's going into compilation. But yeah, playback.tv. Uh, what is it? Slash silver screen and roll. Make sure that's what the link says. It's in the bio part of this stream. So you'll be able to find it there as well. All right, yeah, we good. Now I got to make sure I did too many things. So let's make sure once again. It says 147. I'm going to trust that it was this pass.
Quite the onslaught from the Lakers
It was.
tonight, particularly from the three-point line.
All right. But if you do want a VIP, you have to actually have a playback account. So that's all the more reason to go join. Hit the join button right here. If you sign up, not sign up, you don't really have to sign up for anything. You just provide an email address. And when you try to log in, they'll just send a code to your email address. You put that code in and you're good to go. You don't, it's not really a whole bunch of maintenance that you have to do to actually sign up for the site or anything like that. We've gotten one member since the stream has started, so appreciate it. I don't know if that's from the stream or not, but if it is, appreciate it. If it's not, still appreciate y'all for being here. I think we're creeping up on the end of this. After I get to the end of this, I'm probably gonna go watch some of the games, just in general. We don't need to put that in the compilation because I do want to see what's going on, what kind of real hoop is being played. You know what I'm saying? Scout the competition for future rounds because, like I said, Lakers in 6. I'm standing on it. I stood on it last year and went out super sad. I just had to keep. I put Lakers in 5. I think I put Lakers in 5 at first. Then after we lost 2 games, I had to put Lakers in 6, and then I was in there Lakers in 7, and they didn't win a single game. But I was here. You know what I'm saying? I took my lumps. People was coming in the chat talking crazy to me, but you know what I'm saying? I had to stand on proverbial business. I know that's a saying that's going out of style these days, but you know what I'm saying? I had to do what I had to do. Pocket pass, floater. We've seen a million variations of that, so that doesn't need to go in a compilation. I might just upload this today. Nice pass. Not today, but maybe, I don't know. Beginning of next week. There's going to be a lull in the schedule at some point. Maybe I'll just do it then. I don't think anybody's going to watch a compilation today with all the other playoff basketball going on. And it probably won't be ready today now that I think about it. Because I didn't put the first half of it out, so this is probably going to be like an hour-long video. Back screen. Short roll. See what we got. Absolutely. I just got reminded that the camera flashes every time somebody shoots. Hopefully, I'll forget about that before the game because once you think about it, you don't forget it for a while. So you'll just start seeing the flash. I didn't mean to make that your reality, but just try to forget about it. Oh, hold on. We got a donation. Is that from Jay Bizzo? Let me see. My dog Jay Bizzo. You know what I'm saying? My friend in real life, Justin. Shout out to Justin for the $10 donation. My dog. Once you start streaming, you know what I'm saying, we can return the favor. If you haven't showed me no links about you said you was getting in the streaming game, brother. I need to see some what is it? What's the game you play? Can't remember the game right now. Apex, brother. Do they still got Apex? I don't know. But appreciate the donation, brother. YouTube is gonna take $7 of that, but you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you throwing some money in the chat. I'm not gonna say what's going on with the playback situation, but we also get a little bit of kickbacks there as well. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate it, brother. Also hit my line again. You know what I'm saying? You always hit it at the weird time. I can't really get to the phone all the time. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? We still locked in. Lob. We'll take that. You on PC now? Okay then, brother. uh my computer, this computer I'm old is not that new. I got a I got a Dell Latitude. That's what I'm running this whole operation on. It's not a new computer at all. But it works fine for my purposes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you put a game capture card in there or whatever you could do, you know what I'm saying? How it will run. I'm sure you got some doctor money out here that you spending on that on that rig you hooking up, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Ooh. Let me stretch these lats out a little bit. Oh man. All right, let's see. How many more games I got? We're in February, so it's only gonna be a few more games. That doesn't need to go on the compilation. It's written in my bones. Ooh, I forgot about that pass. Looked like they were setting up some little double drag, but 80 just kind of decided, oh, we're gonna slip all that. Was that Kelly? Kelly didn't really get the memo. Oh, maybe was he? Was yeah, he was. Who was Grady guarding? So Grady was guarding. Okay, now I see what happened. But yeah, nice pass. Where we at? 153. I'm making sure I downloaded it again, of course.
You see the difference already. Yeah.
That doesn't go in the compilation at all. Brian, we swinging at, so it's probably going. Wait, what? Hold on. This was an assist. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, it was only 3 dribbles. Okay. I for sure thought LeBron was going to swing that back to the top and we was going to get a swing assist. Guess not though. But we diving? Yes, we are. Predictable movement patterns. You know what I'm saying? Easy entry lob situation. AD's been reliable in making these in recent weeks. He was he was smoking them as the kids say, you know what I'm saying, earlier in the season, but found a rhythm on him. Back cut. Easy money. Let's see if he did the hand signal this time, where he act like he wanted him to come to the ball. He did. His brother, what was his Freeman Liberty? he wasn't ready for the situation at hand. You know what I'm saying? He had his body open. He thought it was about to be some denial. He thought he was about to deny him coming back for the ball, so he tried to get in front of him, and he was already cooked. You see this position he's in? He can't do nothing with that. I don't think Max is gonna get any run particularly in the series, but I wouldn't be mad if he did. Let's see what we got here. Espanola entry pass. Oh, yeah, okay then. AD. I like the set. Good basketball right there. Compilation worthy, of course. He's particularly good at this late like pass that's leading them uh at the side of the key. I don't see people throw this pass that often in the way that he throws it. Just good hoop. That game was needlessly stressful though. That's nothing. What we got? Down screen. Nothing to write home about there. Ooh, Nas, brother. Calm down, brother. But I'm assuming that was goaltending. Is the pass worthy of yeah, that's a nice little outlet. Mm, mm. Ooh, hand, man. Transition, we dumping off? Nope. Kicking out. We off and running. See if the gravity helps again. Oh, well, kinda. Let me see what Ant was doing. He, yeah, you see, Ant wasn't really, Ant wasn't really concerned at what Cam had going on at all. Whether or not that was D'Lo or he just was being inattentive in general, I don't know. But easy. I think I downloaded that already. If I didn't, there's nothing to write home about, so it doesn't need to really be in here if it doesn't need to be. But once again, we will check.
Reed inside.
Right, cool. Oh, I gotta get the play in assist on here too. Nah. Entry. Probably all it's gonna be. 3 dribble Rui. Fade away. Counts as an assist, even though most of the work was done by the offensive player. But recognizing the mismatch and making it happen is part of the game as well. I feel like something's in my hair. What we got? Mm. Nah, that was a tough bucket. Right read, but I don't think it needs to go in. Compilation. This is going in there though. Boys was having a dunk party for about the last 3 minutes. Not last 3 minutes, but about 3 minutes in this quarter. And I don't remember what happened specifically, but they lost control of the game once again. We'll put that in a compilation, even though it wasn't a great pass, but it's worth it. Just for the dunk alone, if nothing else. Dry screen. Lob. Nope. Bounce pass. What we got? Just we attacking the closeout a little bit. Japanese James Worthy getting to the money. Was that supposed to be like that? It looked like they were setting up some kind of stagger action. But that's not what ended up happening. LeBron just rejected it. If that's what he was supposed to do in the first place, turned into a pseudo hammer situation. Got a wide open three. Should I? He threw that from a little bit away. Yeah, we'll put that in the compilation. Why not? Just good execution, if nothing else, from LeBron and D'Lo and Rui as well. Nice pass, brother. Absolutely. Off the dribble, one hand. Jackson with the slip. Nice pass. That's not going in there. Skip pass. Oh, that's more of a driving kick once you get to the paint than anything, but it's going in the compilation either way. What we got? We kicking it back out. Swing action. Oh nah. Well, kinda. Actually, I think that's going in there. A little bit of a hook pass, but it wasn't really nothing too crazy, but good enough for me. Back cut. Nope. Compilation for sure. Had probably a little too much air under it, but it got where it needed to go. Transition, what we got? Trailer. Yeah. Not going in the compilation. Hmm. Horns. Oh, good read, but not compilation worthy. Screen, handoff. See, this is what I need to see against the Nuggets right here. Bron and D'Lo Horns action is good money most of the time. Bron and D'Lo pick and roll is good money most of the time. We need to activate these two gentlemen, particularly at the beginning of the second quarter, to get into this bag right here. Oh, get up off me, brother Mans. That Laravia? No, that's not Laravia. Who was that? I couldn't tell you who that is, to be completely honest. I knew his name during the game, but I don't remember it anymore. Oh, they gave me a close up of the jersey. White. Jack White, I can't remember his first name. Nothing to write home about there. Rip through. Get off me. Nice pass. It just creates subtle advantages. It's not going in the compilation, but drew just enough attention to get that pass there. Brian had time to hop into that, cash it out. Better shot making than the pass, but good read. What we got? It's a little different than most of the pocket passes. I like the arm angle on that. He got the ball there. Was obstructed in his vision. Compilation, even though it wasn't the greatest. Aesthetically, we rock with it. Nothing here either. He had a nice lob in this game for sure that will go in the compilation. That's not going in the compilation though. That's not the lob. I believe this is the lob. Double. Well, 77. Nice lob. Oh, this is just when he passes it back to Spencer. Okay, so that's the last one for the regular season. Do they have the play-in game? They do. Not this play-in game. This is the in-season tournament game. Oh, so they don't have the play-in game yet. So I guess that's it for the compilation so far. Like I said, I'm about to go watch the games. One more time, just so you don't forget. Playback.tv/silver screen and roll. I will be there on Thursday. I might stream just in general before that. I'm saying before we stream quote unquote professionally. So game one is tonight. If you want to go silver screen and roll, get a VIP pass maybe, but just watch the game, follow along with my guy Edwin Garcia. He'll be the host tonight. Maybe I'll pop in during halftime or something. We'll see. But I will be there for game 3 and 4 no matter what. So if you want to just join me, that's when you can come slide through. I might see you, know what I'm saying? I just saw a join now, unjoin. But that's where I'll be. I'll probably be back on here before then, but I'll definitely be on there on Thursday and whenever game 4 is. Other than that, appreciate y'all for coming through. Shout out to my dog Justin. I'll talk to you at some point. Probably next week. I don't know. Hopefully I'm around the phone when you call this time. Or just hit me up on IG or send a text, whatever, bro. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't have anything other than that, but make sure everything's good. Yeah, I'm about to go watch these games.